This job, we try to save as many people as we can. Sometimes that doesn't mean everybody. But you don't give up.
New York, Washington, D.C., Sokovia.
Okay, that's enough.
Captain, people are afraid.
That's why I'm here. We need to be put in check. Whatever form that takes, I'm game.
I'm sorry, Tony. If I see a situation pointed south, I can't ignore it. Sometimes I wish I could.
Sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth.
I know we're not perfect. But the safest hands are still our own.
Time for Movie Month. It is my third annual Movie Month, in which I will be watching 30 movies in 30 days, and I'll either hate them or give them praise. Okay, the movie literally just ended. I'm the only one left in the theater. Like, there was a credit scene in between the kind of the cast credits and the main credits, and now everyone left. And I'm thinking to myself, am I an idiot? Am I the only one who stayed? Is this stupid? Like, who leaves a Marvel movie? I'm literally the only one sitting in the theater right now. I mean, there was only about 10 of us to begin with. But, I mean, who leaves a Marvel movie before the credits are over? Man, I think I'm talking over the, oh, it's loud. This movie was great. I'll talk about it more in a minute.
They're coming for you.
I'm not the one that needs to watch their back.
This doesn't have to end in a fight, Tony.
You just started a war. Stay down. Final warning.
I could do this all day.
All right, I've run out of patience. On to Ruse!
Hey, everyone.
Okay, so it turns out I wasn't the only person in the theater. So I don't know if they heard me being loud, but I can't believe people walk out of Marvel movies before the ending credits. There was like one or two people in the back row, and there was someone slumped over on their phone in the first row. Well, not the first row, but whatever. I didn't see them when I sat there through all the credits, not really paying attention to the credits, but just kind of waiting for it to end to see what the stinger was, the after credits. And there was one, and I'm not going to spoil it for you. It's, you know, if you haven't seen this movie already, it's already been out for a while, so I'm sure you have. It wasn't anything groundbreaking. It was just a cool little thing to let you know that something you saw in the movie will be continuing on. Now, if I sound like I'm out of breath at any time, or you hear some cars talking or walking at any time, it's because I'm walking home from the movie. I literally just left a minute ago. I'm going to cross the street here. Thank you, sir. So, Captain America, Civil War. It's funny how there's two groups of superheroes fighting each other, and then coming together to fight the bigger bad. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? A few months ago, I went to see Batman v Superman in the theater, and I was like one of 10 people who liked it. Now, I liked it because I love Superman. I love Batman. I like Henry Cavill. I thought Ben Affleck was great. I enjoyed it. Then I come out of this movie theater, out of this movie, and I realize why people didn't like it as much. Captain America, Civil War was better directed. Obviously, I would say the actors are probably better overall. The story wasn't as, overdone. I'm walking over the bridge over 213 right now, so it's pretty loud. But the big thing for me was there was so much fighting done during the day. It wasn't night, rain, it wasn't overly slow motion things. It was fighting during the day where you could see everything that's going on. And there were a lot more people fighting in this movie than that movie. And I'm not sitting here just to compare it. I don't want to bash on it, even though DC needs to save themselves from Zack Snyder, I think. But I'm still going to buy that movie when it comes out and watch it more than once because it's still the start of something for DC. But I'm getting away from the point. This movie was not about DC. This movie is about Marvel. I'm going to walk by a guy right now. Hold on. Excuse me, sir. Okay, this movie is about Marvel and really about the Avengers. I mean, I saw Avengers 2 in the theater, or Avengers, whatever the hell it was called. The guy with when James Spader was a robot. I can't even think of what it was called. But I enjoyed it when I saw it, and then the more I thought about it, the more I realized I kind of didn't like that movie that much at all. And it had some real dumb moments in it. And I feel like this movie totally made up for it. This basically was Avengers 2.5, or the Avengers sequel that we deserved when we didn't get with the last sequel. Of course, it didn't have the Hulk. It didn't have Thor. But other than that, everybody was in it. So, I mean, I can't complain. There's nothing to complain about. I'm a big Captain America fan. Probably because of the same reason I'm a big Superman fan. I'm into the goody two-shoes. But I have to say, for most of the movie, I was on Iron Man's side. And I thought you'd think that Iron Man would be the guy to rebel. And Captain America would be the guy to side with the government. But they did a little flipperoonie. And I think it made for a better movie. The Russo brothers directed this. And they directed Winter Soldier also. And, I mean, they just do a great job. Obviously, there's digital effects all over this thing. But it didn't feel like it all the time. You felt like these guys were running and jumping off of things and flipping and doing all their superhero stuff. I have to say one thing. I am glad that I saw Ant-Man yesterday. Because here's Ant-Man today. In Captain America. And, it wasn't like I would have completely lost if I didn't see Ant-Man first, but that's just not the way you do it, man. You want to be happy when you see Scott Lang, I believe is the character's name. You want to be happy when you see Paul Rudd show up and be like, hey, what's going on? And you realize, hey, there's Ant-Man. For other people, they may have seen him a year apart, but for me, it was a day, 24 hours. Not bad. And one of the funniest lines was when he made a snide comment to Tony Stark, and Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark just said, "Who are you?" And it was well done. Also, 2 days in a row, we see young faces of older actors. Yesterday, we saw Michael Douglas. I thought they did a good job. Today, they even did a little bit of a better job seeing a younger Robert Downey Jr. Not Weird Science young. We're talking 1990, so I don't know if that's, that movie where he's dead and comes back, or he's the reincarnated person of somebody. I forget. I don't know. I remember it from the video store around that time, I'm guessing. But it was cool. It was well done how they did that. I took me a minute to realize that John Slattery is Howard Stark, because he wasn't Howard Stark originally. They recast it, and the guy who was Howard Stark played Howard Stark on the Agent Carter TV show, which they did a nice little nod to that. And of course, that guy's a preacher now. I'm rambling again. I'm right back on Washington Street, where I recorded that just superstar video that you may have seen at facebook.com/fansnotexperts. But I thought, I'm walking home, I have this time, why not record the podcast now, and then I don't have to worry about it. I'm not going to be up at 11:59 tonight trying to download something. That's crazy, son. So, I'm not going to, do I have to go through the whole story? Basically, the repercussions of what happened in the previous Superman movie. The previous Avengers movie. See, there were definitely some correlations here. The repercussion of that has caused the governments around the world to want to kind of have this law, this accord, where the Avengers are held responsible and are a tool for the governments, and they can't just run around and do whatever the hell they want. Iron Man thinks it's a good idea. Captain America don't think so. At the same time, there's a guy who's trying to divide them. But I don't know who this guy was. For some reason, every time I saw him, I thought he was the speechwriter on Spin City, if you have any idea what I'm talking about. But it can't be him, right? I didn't look it up, but there's no way it's him. And I know I've seen this guy before. Excuse me. So, basically, they fight each other, then they realize it's a bad guy. And then they fight the bad guy, but then they fight each other some more. Yada, yada, yada. It didn't end all wrapped up nicely. I thought by the end, the Avengers would high five and go, yeah, we did it. It didn't end that way. It didn't end in a bad way. It didn't end where they were hating each other. It just kind of ended where they're like, we're just going to have to agree to disagree. Spider-Man, I want to talk about him real quick. I thought they did a really cool job of bringing this Spider-Man in. I didn't see any of the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man movies. Those are basically erased from existence now, as far as I'm concerned. I guess really so are the Tobey Maguire ones, when you think about it. Tobey Maguire ones, the first Spider-Man I liked. The second Spider-Man I loved. I saw that like 2 nights in a row at the theater. The third Spider-Man I thought was a hot mess. And I totally skipped the Andrew Garfield ones, as I said. But here we are, Spider-Man in the Marvel fold. Now, I assume Sony gets something for this because they own the movie rights at some point, but they made some kind of cool deal with Disney and Marvel. We got a younger Spider-Man, which in the comic books, starting off, the kid was a teenager. So is Tobey. I guess the other guys are supposed to be teenagers. This guy actually looks like a teenager and sounds like a teenager. And he has a younger Aunt May, who, there was a scene with younger Aunt May and Tony Stark, and I said, hey, I've seen them in a movie together before. Now, again, they didn't say who this person was, and at this point you probably know, but I'm still not going to be the one to spoil it for you. But, there's a car coming, I don't want to get hit. Where was I? They also made Spider-Man wisecracking, and really kind of brand new. So he got his cool looking Spider-Man suit that you now see from Tony Stark. So I thought that was really cool. And there is something that will allude you to the next Spider-Man film. And of course, if you don't read the internet, it is Spider-Man Homecoming, which is a kind of a double play on words there. Well, or a single play on words. Homecoming, double meaning. Meaning Spider-Man's home, he's with Marvel. And homecoming, which means he's probably going to his homecoming dance. He's in high school. And Robert Downey Jr. is signed up for that movie, so we will see Iron Man again. in Spider-Man Homecoming, whenever that is. Okay, I'm on Washington Street. I took a left off of Washington Street, and I'm walking on my street now. It is a big-ass hill. And I don't want to sit here and talk into this phone and have you just kind of listen as I deteriorate and gasp for breath on my way up the hill. So that's really all I got to say about Captain America Civil War. As far as superhero movies go, it was pretty damn excellent. And DC has a lot of work to do. But I'm rooting for them. Why wouldn't you be? It's not one against the other for me. I want both to be good because I like it all. So, let's go through this one more time. You can find me at Geek Mentality on Twitter. You can find the website at Fans.Experts on Twitter and Facebook.com/fansnotexperts. Every post for every movie will be posted to both the Twitter and the Facebook, and of course the webpage, which is fansnotexperts.com. If you go to iTunes and search Geek Mentality, 2 words, you'll find the podcast. Yeah, that's all I got, really. So, sorry, I just got a text while I'm talking on the phone. Oops, sorry. So Twitter, Facebook, all that fun stuff, the website, yep, and that's it. Oh, and Twitter, Facebook, the hashtag is FNE Movie Month. So if you want to follow along, tell your friends, tell your relatives, tell your enemies, tell anybody. And SoundCloud.com/FNE Movie Month. But you'll see that on the website. Every episode, every podcast that I do for this month is going to be put up on SoundCloud for you to listen there, or if you any of your favorite podcast apps. Whew, I need some food, quick. All right, movie month will continue tomorrow, but what will the movie be? Will it be another sequel? I'm going to pretty much guarantee that yes, it will be another sequel. But will it have superheroes in it, or will it have dinosaurs? You'll have to wait and find out tomorrow. This is my podcast, I made it. Geek Mentality's what I named it. And I think you should listen and subscribe, 'cause I'm kinda funny and awesome. I think that I'm worth your time, and I'm kinda handsome. My mom says, please listen and please subscribe. At least listen to this episode.
Fans Not Experts.